Welcome to the 5-Star WrestleCast, a wrestling podcast about wrestling. My name is Chris. I'm joined by my tag team partners, Travis and Dave. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Doing good. You know, not a lot of wrestling this week, a lot of business stuff, it felt like. You know, it's also a little cover programming business, but we'll get to that. I guess the big story is, as everyone's background, is that
one of the few times we're all unified.
Yeah,
you got Sheamus when he was in the second best Ninja Turtles movie ever made.
That's my favorite Sheamus is Rocksteady Sheamus.
Yeah,
you know,
that movie,
not Bebop Sheamus.
The movie was excellent, and they should have continued the franchise after it, but. After they got it right, after messing up the first one, they got it right with the second one. It's like, and then they were like, but it didn't do well enough. Oh well.
I also think it's sad that he really didn't get movie roles after that because he was, as you said, really good in that. So, you know, he had a chance to do it, but I guess he went back to doing full-scale wrestling. But Sheamus, the stalwart, a person who has been in WWE for over 19 years, is leaving. Kind of on his own volition. TKO did him in.
Yeah, offered him a structured renegotiation, right?
Yep, it's the old people renegotiating situation that's been happening. So all the old timers who are over 45 or 40, it seems, are being brought in and going, you either have to change your contract or you have to leave. And Sheamus went, I'm out.
And Sheamus, you know, for a guy who's, how old is he? 48. 48. Wow. He got started fairly late. Everybody remembers he was Triple H's like workout buddy.
Yeah.
And that's how he kind of got brought in. But he's a 4-time WWE champion, 4-time world champion, multiple-time tag team champion with as the bar with the guy Cesaro. And you got a lot of people saying, could he be a new Death Rider? I mean, look, if he came in there and gave a bro kick to somebody out of nowhere on an AEW show, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I think he would fit into AEW. They could find a spot for him. And at 48, you're not going to make a long-term commitment with him. You give him 2-3 years, you get that out of him, and then he moves back to WWE, gets the Hall of Fame, yada yada yada. And there, that's. We get some solid matches out of him still. Hopefully, he doesn't get injured.
I think he's got a lot left in the tank. He still looked pretty good the last few times we've seen him. You know, they spent a lot of that time making fun of him. For his
burger after burger.
Yeah, I mean,
that's right.
Stuff like that, which I thought was just unnecessary. It doesn't get anybody over. Like nobody gets over with stuff like that, and I don't understand why they do it, but.
Turned out it was Sheamus's idea to do that line. It was not Drew's, or anyone else's. So he Sheamus fed Drew that line. Yeah. But this feels like a betting on yourself moment. You know what I mean? Like as we all said, he doesn't have that. He has less time than he has left than he has. So
more behind him than in front of him.
Exactly. So, if he can do some bucket list stuff, if he can do Japan, if he can go back to England and do stuff with Progress, if he can go and do AEW or something to that extent, this is a chance for him to do it before he, goes to pasture. Yeah. So do it.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've always been a big fan of Sheamus.
Now, we haven't gotten a confirmation on when his contract is up, so we still have no idea when he even be available to show up in AEW. He's changed his Twitter handle back to his S. Fairley, his real name. He's been put in the archive section of the WWE website. So he's gone, but there's still no idea of when he's going to be able to show up.
And this isn't AEW. One of those situations where it's the 90-day clause, because this is one of the other ones where he's gone because his contract ends. There's no, they didn't release him. He's just done.
There's no time left on his deal.
Any time.
Yeah. So depending on when it's over, we could see him, at the next AEW pay-per-view, or they could hold him off until All In.
Dude, we could see him Wednesday. There is that possibility.
Depending on when it's over, yeah.
If I was TNA, I would be calling his fucking phone off the hook right now. I'd be like, come in here and kick Nick Niven's head off.
Yeah.
Take a title from him. That's what I would do.
He would, and honestly, I think it would serve him better because he would be the biggest fish in that small-ass pond, as opposed to going to AEW where he's going to be featured. I don't know that he's going to get the treatment that who was it that he's not going to get the Ciampa treatment where he comes in, first match wins a title. No. He's not going to come in and hit a losing streak, but he runs the risk of getting lost in the shuffle in AEW far more than he does in TNA.
But boy, would I like to see a reunion of the Bar, though.
Can't go wrong with that. I mean, that was my favorite thing that Sheamus actually ever did. Because I've never been a huge Sheamus fan. He seemed very in the beginning very one-sided. He got better as the years went on. He got better on the microphone as years went on. And I get it wasn't his idea, but the fact that he beat Daniel Bryan in like 10 seconds pisses me off still. It could have been such a better
forget
match.
that was the match where it's literally like 10 seconds, bro kick, dead, gone.
Yeah. That was the last time AJ Lee was with Bryan, too.
The last time he was champion, was it 2016, 2017 that he was world champion? Something like that?
I think he was at some point, not recently, but post-pandemic. He had to be. Somehow.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Because Drew was the champion through Drew and Roman.
Well, not world champion, but a champion.
Yeah, I can see him.
Yeah, but I like I said, I would love to see him, get a run someplace else. AEW would be fantastic, even if it's just a reunion of him and Cesaro. Has the Death Riders ever had the tag team championships? I don't think so.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think so.
I don't think
the best knowledge they have not. They haven't really had a tag team, honestly.
I mean, they've thrown Cesaro and Wheeler Yuta together a lot. They teamed together a lot for a long time, but I don't think they ever went for the tag team championships.
No, I don't believe so. And
they had the 6-man though for a while, didn't they? They did have 6-man.
They did have 6-man for a while, but he didn't have the tag team. But do you really want to see the RAB, which would be the bar backwards, and versus Christian Cage and Cope? No. Do we want to see the old person retirement home tag team championship match?
No, no, but I wouldn't mind seeing them versus FTR or seeing them versus the Rascals or seeing them versus the freaking Young Bucks. I'd love to see them versus the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks will come up with some crazy shit for that kind of
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. And think about the teams you just named. AEW does not have a big bruiser established tag team. They'll throw people together out of the Don Callis family, but they don't have a big bruiser. What's that?
No more Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah, they're gone. Unfortunately, because I really dug them.
And then there was Mark Davis and what's his name who came over?
Jake something. Yeah, but that's Jake Doyle.
But isn't
Davis and Doyle, which broke up.
Isn't Doyle teaming up with somebody else now?
Yeah, because Davis is having the problems that a lot of people are having where he can't come to America right now.
Oh, he's got a visa issue?
He's having a visa.
It's just crazy.
That's a shame because they were pushing him, man. They were doing good stuff with him.
From what I've heard from people from some people is that the reason is the World Cup. They had to do a lot of World Cup visas, especially work visas, and if you weren't World Cup, you got pushed to the back.
Is this what's keeping Gabe Kidd in Japan?
That's why Gabe Kidd is in Japan. That's why a lot of people. That's why Black Taurus, or what's his name? The one
Beast
who's
Mortis?
Beast Mortis. Beast Mordos is stuck in Mexico. They all can't get their visas right now.
At least Gabe Kidd is making the most of his time in Japan, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a big event just last night. Or this morning, I should say.
He won the equivalent of the Intercontinental Championship in New Japan. I guess that's what it is now. It's like the world title. It's the one that they defend outside of America or outside of Japan.
You shouldn't call your Intercontinental title the Global Championship because that's the world, isn't it? I mean, it's just kind of...
Yeah. Well, no, the way that Tsuji, when he had both titles, said it is that the main championship is for Japan only. But the global championship can be defended in anywhere, So you're not going to see in his mind the main title defended anywhere but New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Seems counterintuitive, but okay.
So Gabe Kidd has the title that's going to travel. He can defend anywhere. which is good.
Well, the weird thing is that he's there as part of the Death Riders and not the Dogs, and he said that multiple times. But when he was talked about with the Bang Bang Gang and everything else, he was part of the Dogs in AEW.
He said on Collision that he's both.
Ooh, I don't like that.
He said very specifically that he's both because they all have the same like ideology and mindset. Which, if that's the case, then just put them all in one big super group. Then I mean,
and I honestly don't see that. I don't see those two squads, those two factions having a lot in common.
Oh, they don't.
The philosophy
they're all just mean.
Well, yeah, but the philosophy of Mox's group doesn't mesh with what we've seen from the Dogs yet.
No, and it's also like when House of Torture joined Bullet Club, and we're like, this doesn't mesh out very well. You know, it's one of those things where I agree with David. It's the philosophy just doesn't. One is more heelish. Again, I don't know what the fuck the Death Riders have been for the last month. I mean, half of them are good, half of them are bad, half of them are I don't know. You know,
I mean, really, since Mox won, is it the Continental title that he has?
Yeah.
Since he won that, they've been in this weird gray area of good guy, bad guy, hero, anti-hero, weird spot. Like they didn't know what to do with. They didn't want Mox to be. They wanted Mox to be a heel, but the crowd didn't want it, so they leaned into what the crowd wanted. And
it's like the Bloodline currently in WWE. It's like I don't know if they know who they are at this point. Are they like they're? I don't even know if they're trying to be tweeners. That's the thing. It's like
I think they shift with the crowd because certain guys like Moxley's always going to get cheered. It doesn't matter what you do with him. He's always going to get cheered. Roman Reigns always going to get cheered. Doesn't matter what you do with him, good or bad, he's going to get cheered. And then so they're just kind of going with the flow of the crowd or whatever the storyline requires. Which honestly I don't mind that so much. But the Dogs do seem to be more straight heel. But in terms of like their mindsets, though, I think they are fairly similar. But I do think you're going to eventually see conflict between the two sides. So we'll see what happens overall. But for now, Gabe Kidd is making the most of his time in Japan. Like you said, he just beat Shota Umino for the IWGP Global Championship. Shota Umino just won the damn thing.
Yeah, just won it.
Just won it. Poor Shota, man. And Gabe Kidd also spit in the face of Tanahashi. So
and I think slapped him too, right?
I just saw the spitting. I didn't see the slap, but you may have slapped him too. But I mean, so Gabe Kidd is, I guess in one way this is good for Shota because if you're going to link him to Tanahashi, they've been wanting him to be the next Tanahashi since he came up. If you're going to do it, then just do it. Just go through with it. Go all the way. And this is one way of doing it, by linking him through Gabe Kidd and Tanahashi. This is one way of doing it. And maybe after this, he'll finally get the world title push they've been wanting him to have for ages now. So
now, Shota was Mox's young boy when Mox first left WWE and went and did his Japan excursion.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And they had a bit of a confrontation at Forbidden Door as well.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
I knew there was history there because that's where he got the name. Mox gave him the nickname Shooter.
Shooter. Yeah,
that was when Moxley did the G1 that year, and I love that year of the G1. That G1 was so much fun.
Well, he went to Japan first before anywhere else, right? Like that's where he first.
Yeah, after he left WWE, he went to the G1.
I remember.
Yep, he went to Japan and did the G1, and it was like holy shit.
That's right, because they had that whole really great video vignette that somebody filmed that changed his name from Dean Ambrose to John Moxley, and
he was breaking out of jail, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, that was the one where, like, the paradigm shift literally happened with that one.
He attacked Juice Robinson, I think. First match, he beat the shit out of Juice Robinson.
Poor Juice Robinson, even though he's married to Tony Storm, so not really poor Juice Robinson.
I know, poor nothing.
I'm never going to feel sorry for Juice Robinson. He outkicked his coverage by miles.
Oh, for sure.
Well, also, like the Bang Bang Gang, it's great to see the Bang Bang Gang being on AEW right now, getting back to full power and actually having a really great segment on Dynamite where you're like, oh, they're back, you know.
AEW needed Jay White.
Yes.
You know, they needed Jay White back. The Bang Bang Gang without Jay White is whatever. But Jay White is good in in AEW. And the fact that he took a little shot at Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay sets things up. So I'm glad we got Jay White back. And you're right. With him, the Bang Bang Gang is actually a threat.
It looked completely different with him there. This is one of the reasons why I like that AEW can kind of play middle ground with a lot of their stars, because Jay White is a natural heel. I mean, he's not a great babyface, but he's kind of in the babyface position with all these other guys around, all these other heel squads around him that he's got beef with. I mean, he's got beef with almost everybody in AEW for something or another. So, I mean, and that group looks like a babyface team. So he's kind of in that position, and it works right now. But when they need him to turn heel, because he will, then he can do that too without having to change all that much. So,
and that entire team can turn heel in a second too. You know, that's the great thing about the Guns and Juice Robinson. And
maybe
even
not
Ace
so much
Austin.
Ace Austin. Might be a little bit harder for Ace Austin.
He's the only one that, like, I feel like is the odd man out. Like, he's the one that you excommunicate from the group when you need to, you know, get some heat. You know.
Yeah. Although he's probably of the group, he's probably my favorite like wrestler of the group.
Oh, he's the best of those.
Great. His fucking legs are like tree trunks too. Like you see him live, like up close. His legs are like the size of my waist. They're just fucking gigantic.
Calm down,
But it's interesting that we're getting the dogs and the riders versus them. I mean, that's interesting. But then they put in Shane Taylor Promotions for some reason, and I'm like, that's a weird like. So are they just feeding the black guys to the Bang Bang Gang? Is that what's going on again?
Yes. That is the Shane Taylor Promotions lot in life. They are there to get beat by other teams. They're going to make them seem tough. But in fact, they had a pretty good mini feud with the Death Riders for about 2 weeks. They made Shane Taylor Promotions look really good.
They did.
But as soon as it was over, I think I remember saying, well, now they can go back to just getting beat under normal circumstances again. I mean, they'll go down to ROH and win some matches. They can go beat Skyflight every week.
Aren't they? Aren't they the ROH
just added Matt Sydal to the group, by the way. Matt Sydal joined. I was
the Skyflight?
Matt Sydal came back from injury finally, and he joined.
Where the fuck has he been? Has he been on a mountain smoking pot? What is going on with him?
It's like a year and a half. He's been injured like a year and a half.
Yeah.
He finally just came back, and the first thing he does is Christopher Daniels and Skyflight like recruited him to join. And I was like, what a loser addition to the group. Like, this just adds nothing to the group. Like, you all still gonna lose every week.
And the sad part is, man, what's his name? Good Lord.
Scorpio Sky?
The tag team. No, not Scorpio Sky. The tag team, the brothers.
The brothers, yeah.
They were so good.
Top Flight.
And each of them gets injured. Yeah, Top Flight. Top Flight injures themselves so many times. Like, they are...
Darius keeps getting injured. Dante doesn't get hurt that much. But
that's true.
Darius always gets hurt at the worst possible moment when the team is, like, getting a push. So they just stop pushing him. They just stopped because Darius keeps getting hurt. And the sad thing was, Dante was looking pretty good as a solo star. Remember, he was one of those people that Bryan Danielson was talking about recruiting because he was so good. It's like him and Wheeler and all these people he was mentioning, Daniel Garcia, all these people he was mentioning. Dante Martin was one of them. But then Darius came back, so they put the team back together again. So it's like, well, there goes Dante Martin's push.
I think it was it wasn't the last time AEW was in Baltimore. I didn't go there. It was the last time I saw AEW in Baltimore, and it was Dante versus Ray Phoenix. I'm going to say Ray Phoenix.
I think so.
And tore.
That's right.
They tore the house down. At the end of the match, Ray Phoenix took his mask off, threw a towel over his head. Alex Abrahantes threw a towel over his head, and he presented his mask to Dante.
Wow.
Saying, like, you got it. And then he did, man. I think it was a collision or no, it wasn't collision. What was it? Rampage? No, it wasn't dark. It was whatever the 1 hour special, 1 hour show.
Oh, it was Rampage. It was Rampage.
It was the main event for
God,
Rampage.
I forgot that show about that show.
Right?
A show that existed but doesn't anymore.
No, it was the main event for that show, and it was the
This
best
is Rampage, baby. I just remember how it started. This is Rampage, baby.
CM Punk show, because he can't get along with anybody anymore.
And that's why it went away, because it doesn't exist. Well, again, CM Punk, though,
wasn't his return on an episode of Rampage?
Was the second episode of Rampage.
Yeah, the second episode of Rampage when they were in Chicago, which, that, I don't know if you ever saw the video of the production team in the background doing the switching during that. That is worth watching if you ever have. Like, AEW put out like a video of them doing the production camera switching, and the director going, take camera 1, take camera 2, to that moment of CM Punk coming out.
Yeah. Oh, I did see that, yeah.
And the guy crying, which is one of the greatest memes I've ever seen.
I periodically revisit that return every now and then, especially like I think my last couple girlfriends, I show them that all the time when they ask me why I like wrestling.
Because that's special. It is one of the most special wrestling moments, regardless of where he is now or how it didn't work out with AEW. That return is one of those moments, almost like Hulk Hogan turning heel. It's like one of those visceral moments in wrestling that will never not give me emotion.
And I'm not embarrassed for that guy who was caught crying either, because I was if I was there, I'd tears too. If I was there, I'd be crying also. Holy shit! One of my favorite wrestlers of all time just came back, and I never thought he would.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone said that guy was a wuss for doing that. Everyone, including myself,
no wrestling fan did. No real wrestling fan did. That's for sure.
No.
I know. I kept that episode of Rampage on my DVR until I had to turn the DVR box in because I moved out. I got my own place, and I couldn't take it with me.
I watch that shit all the time. It's it's so fucking good. It's like that, and the Bad Bunny entrance in Puerto Rico. I watch those all the time.
That still gives me chills to this day. The Bad Bunny entrance when they all start and that was one of the first times they used that drone to get the crowd around, and you kind of felt like you were almost in it as the entire place bounced. It was
wait until he shows up in AAA, because he is. Especially now,
I just saw the rumor
there. Going. He's definitely going to show up in AAA. Rey Mysterio was just teasing it on this Saturday show. They're like, when's Bad Bunny coming? He's only working on it.
Yep, Damian Priest came in, and it's interesting to me what's going on with AAA versus what's going on in WWE, because if you watch AAA Damian Priest, that's a different take on the character. That's a different version. He's trying out something new up down there. It's almost a cool Razor Ramon heelish poppy kind of situation.
He's more Punishment Martinez.
Yeah,
is Damian Priest. It's kind of like how the folks from NXT are different than they are in AAA. I like Carmen Petrovich. I take a lot more seriously in AAA than I do in NXT when she's hanging around with Nikita Lyons and Natty. And
Bronco Nima actually looks like someone who could win a match.
I know. So it's crazy.
No, but it's interesting, over there, and this is the problem that they had with El Grande Americano, where they had him a good guy in one place and a bad guy in the other. It's like you try this experiment. Us wrestling fans are going to watch AAA. I know not a lot of Americans compared to Latinos are watching it, but it's still, I don't understand how you can do two versions of the same guy on two different federations and two different shows that you own, and people not go, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, I think they bank on two completely different audiences.
Well, yeah.
At least for now. I think eventually you're right. Eventually there's going to be some crossover as AAA becomes more popular and maybe starts to cater a little bit more to the American wrestling fan. But for right now, they bank on two completely separate audiences. So, that allows the guys, Natty, Damian Priest, I think there's someone else I'm forgetting right now who's doing. Oh, the Grande Americano. They're doing different stuff down there, letting them be a little creative.
Yeah, Lola Vice is kind of split time. A lot of these people. I mean, some of them. I think El Grande Americano. He's I don't even think he's been on Raw since the whole mass version.
Do you know where El Grande Americano was last night?
Was he at the wedding?
the World Cup. He was at the Mexican Stadium, England versus Mexico, Mexico City.
They know he's German. They know he's
German. Yeah, but he had the mask on and everything. They showed him on screen. Everyone cheered.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I still think it may have been a mistake putting him like immediately against what's the new stable's name? I always forget their name.
Damal.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the best move because it seemed like it was such a natural route for him to be going for the world title, and this is like a side quest thing. But the return of this stable, which is such an important stable, shouldn't be a side quest thing. It should be like a major thing. Like it just seems.
But it also elevates Paris Del Mal to go against the biggest thing that is not the champion at this point. You know, again, and their whole thing is disruption and being assholes. So like you go against the big dog. Paris Del Mal always went against the big dog, and El Grande Americano is the big dog.
I thought it was weird that you mentioned Damian Priest's past with Dominic
Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio is the current champion.
Yeah.
Still? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought that seems like an inevitable matchup between him and Priest.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't really wrestle down there that much. I don't know if he's been injured recently or something, but other than the King of the Ring stuff,
has he even really done a lot wrestle wise on WWE programming? I don't think he has.
No, King of the Ring was the last time I saw him wrestle, and that was a couple weeks ago.
He might be nursing some nagging injuries if that's the case.
Yeah,
because wasn't he kept out of WrestleMania or something?
No, he did WrestleMania, but you just don't see him wrestle that much compared to other people. I mean, they put JD McDonough out there because, JD McDonough literally has an iron effing lung, and you just want to see his face get hit. So,
yeah,
you don't see him that much. I mean, he's better speaking, I guess, which is weird, but no.
He's the Money in the Bank winner in my WWE 2K6 league. So just.
Oh really? You're going to cash him in against?
I'm waiting for him to cash in. He's probably going to do it at SummerSlam. So.
Is he going to cash in for the NXT? The NXT champion.
What's that? It's funny because every time a champion wrestles, like the little warning that the Money in the Bank could cash in at any time thing is on there, and I'm like, please don't cash it in on our TV champion. Who's like Matt Cardona. He's like, please don't cash it in now.
If you remember, it's like when the Royal Rumble happened and Charlotte went and cashed in against the NXT champion Rhea Ripley for no apparent reason.
Awful.
And then the pandemic hit and no one cared. Thank God,
Awful. You shouldn't be allowed to cash in on anything other than a world champion.
Now, I disagree to a certain extent when they put it on, when they gave it to Otis. I thought it would have been fantastic for him and the other guy in Heavy Machinery, for him, like, you're my best friend, let's cash in on the tag team champions. Because you knew he wasn't going to win the world title. It wasn't going to happen. And they really did him wrong anyway with that whole situation. So
because Miz stole it.
Yeah. I would much rather have seen him cash it in with his partner and go after the world tag titles
what was his partner's name? What was his partner's name?
Beefus McBruce.
Marty Jannetty.
Tucker. It was Tucker.
Oh, it was Tucker. That's right. It was Tucker.
He had the all-time worst heel turn. The only heel turn, actually, his heel turn is worse than Shad Gaspard's, but Shad Gaspard's was really bad too. But Tucker's was bad because then you remember the next night where he came out like in his pajamas and like they didn't even like announce who he was. He was just like there. And he was just like in the
guy.
And he got crushed, and then he was released like the next day or something. It's like, why'd y'all do this to this poor man? And I don't think he's wrestled since. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him since then.
I believe he's like either a football coach or a wrestling coach in high school now. Like, he retired.
Unceremonious into a career. That wasn't that bad.
No. He did some indie stuff and then just gave up. But I really wish we would have seen, like, a recreation of the barbershop and have Otis put him through a window. Because that's how it all should be done from now on. Is like when a tag team splits up, you just bring the barbershop out. You don't need Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Just the set. You know what's going to happen, and just boom, let it happen.
Now, if it was going to happen, it would be a set that looks like a meat counter at a grocery store, and you put them through.
My God, that would have been such a great
deli counter
interview.
You just lift up the glass and you just put them through that area where the meat is.
Poor Otis. Poor Otis. He was so close to the championship at one point. He was legitimately over though. That whole thing with him and Rhodes was legit over.
He'll always be over. That's the thing about Otis. Like, and that's a guy that will always be perennial mid card. He's the Coco Beware of our time. You know, he's a guy that you kind of like to see. Like, even when he went up against Femi, I was like, oh, I want to see this. I want to see this big guy versus Femi. But we all knew he wasn't going to win.
Yeah, I wish he was doing a little bit more than he was right now. I'm kind of bored of the Alpha Academy thing. Like, I wish he would.
They need to pull the trigger on the thing with them and Chad Gable. They need to pull the trigger so it can go away. Because I have a feeling it's just going to be they're not going to do anything with it. It's just going to be a dangling storyline, you know, that we'll all forget about next year. And, you know, Otis is just
like Austin Theory with Maxine for no apparent reason, which I do not understand.
Well, that thing seems to be over now too. That last week of Austin Theory was like them like wiping the slate clean with Austin Theory. Like, okay, no more Vision for you, no more Maxine for you. We don't know where you're going, but it ain't going to be here. We just don't know what's going. We don't know what's happening with you right now.
You're going to NXT.
To look forward to tonight on Raw.
Enjoy AAA.
Any advancement in the Austin Theory storyline, such as it is.
It's going to be interesting because a couple weeks ago, Dynamite did actually it was last week with Jay versus MJF was their football counter programming of the World Cup Soccer, and tonight is Raw's version of that because tonight is the USA versus Belgium at 8:00, so they're having Sami versus Cody. I think as their main event, or maybe starting out the show. So we'll see if.
Chris, sorry about that, but we got two shows on Raw and Dynamite with headlining World Championship matches, where I think we could see title changes in both.
Yes,
and I think that we might.
Now, the question for tonight is: it's in Chicago. If they start the show with Cody and Sami, Cody wins, which we all think is going to happen. Does the show end with Punk coming out and challenging Cody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, it's interesting that both federations are doing this counter programming against the World Cup because they know that the casual fans are not going to be there, and even the hardcore ones. I'm going to be watching both on double screens at the same time.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only way because it's on Netflix, so there's no commercial channel surfing because that sucks because it's on Netflix.
Well, I'm going to be on my tablet watching it because I can only watch it on Peacock, so that means Telemundo and watching it in Spanish.
Man, but yeah, I'm very interested in seeing how that plays out tonight. Look, I think we all said Sammy's reign is going to be short, and it's short, and it might end tonight. And I kind of think it will. So, I mean...
Yeah. It was a feel-good moment for Sami. I don't think he him personally, expected a year-long run that ended with the main event of WrestleMania. I think everyone knows what it was. And good for Sami. Yeah. Fantastic. He absolutely earned it with his work with the Bloodline.
Yeah.
You know, and there's not much he has given us over the course of the last 6, 7, 8 years that has been bad. You know, he has been top notch pretty much with everything they've given him to do. He's been solid with it. Yeah. The Bloodline stuff was perfect.
It was nice to see a callback to that on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And this championship is really like the thank you Oscar. You know, Travis, in your real life, Robin Williams, Morgan Freeman got their Oscars for supporting actor in movies that were good, but they deserved them for other ones. And, this is the thank you for doing all the things you deserve to be a world champion. We gave you your moment, congratulations. You do deserve this, but ain't going to be long.
Yeah. Yeah. Other things going on Raw tonight. The show's going to be kicked off with Seth Rollins. I guess he's going to be talking.
Versus Roman. Okay. I almost sighed, but then I remembered last week and I was like, okay, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, he's going to be talking about the challenge to Roman Reigns. That should be interesting because we were all interested in seeing what's going to happen with that. We also got Raquel Rodriguez going for the Intercontinental title against Sol Ruca. I would love to see Raquel win that, but she won't. Which just seems like I don't know. Raquel Rodriguez, I think, deserves more than what she's getting, but she's in a place where she can't really advance.
I don't know if Soul is up to having that championship right now. You know what I mean? It feels like a misfire.
Yeah, 100%. The question for that match is: does Soul do something to injure herself or one of her opponents, or
I think you're right, but I also don't think WWE is going to admit that, and with the title change, I don't think they're going to do that.
Absolutely not.
So she'll find a way to retain, and this will feed into the Raquel Rodriguez's discontent storyline. So we also got Oba Femi. He's going to discuss his Hell in a Cell match against Brock Lesnar. I don't care.
No,
I just don't.
No, I made the comment on our text thread. What lasts longer, the intros / Cage coming down from the ceiling or the match? And Chris was dead on.
No, it's going to be the intro and the Cage coming down. That match.
I mean, it pisses me off because Hell in the Cell is supposed to be the blow off of like the feud of the year, and we've had 2 friggin' matches between these two.
Yeah.
Like this could be like a no DQ match at best, not a Hell in a friggin' Cell match.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm excited for it. I like Oba. You know, I will always be an Oba champion, so I think this is a way to catapult him. I mean, you know, the last couple of Hell in the Cells have actually been good. If you remember the Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk.
This one's not.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fine.
That had a great feud behind it, though, like a year-long feud behind it. So it felt needed. I don't feel like the Hell in a Cell is needed for this one because I just don't feel like there's that much behind them. It just, it doesn't feel like generate.
Hell in a Cell would almost be warranted if Brock had come out and cost him the King of the Ring.
It needed something else. It needed something else. You're right.
He was not going to fly from Canada to Saudi Arabia in June.
He would have got
$500,000 season.
Probably. He probably would have got a $500K payday for doing it if he had done it. If they had asked him.
That's true.
Right. Yeah.
So you're
right. Like that match, there's where's the heat behind it? Where's the drama behind it? It's just the third match. It's the rubber match of a trilogy that, people kind of wanted, but didn't really expect a lot from. So,
y'all hating mothers.
I'm going to be excited for the match in the moment, like when it starts to happen. That's when I'll get excited for it. But when I'm looking at it now, and I'm just kind of like, all right, it's happening, and at least it's happening, and it'll be over with. I think at that point. But once it's right now, I'm just kind of like,
Again, it's a Big E special, big meaty men slapping meat. That's my favorite kind of match. It's just 2 big hosses just hitting each other.
WWE's not great at those matches, though. Like I know
they're not.
We like to talk about it, but they're actually not that great at those matches. AEW's better with those matches than they are. But anyway, let's before we wrap this up, a couple of other things. I know you really wanted to talk about the retirement of Honma. Chris.
My goodness. The worst wrestler in all of Japan is finally leaving.
Come on, that's not fair.
The Japanese Hulk Hogan, or at least that's what he looked like for the last 10 years, with his bleached blonde hair and his tan that made him a different shade.
He may look like that, but he sounds like he's been gargling razor blades. And listening to his retirement announcement was painful. I was like, I can't listen to this.
Yeah.
I can't listen to it. I can't do it. But
Dave, I think he is about 20% spray tan at this point in his career. Like his body has mutated into spray tan.
There's not going to be
any more spray tan.
There's not going to be any more
spell his name?
Takeshi makes you happy. There's not going to be any more of that.
How do you spell his name, guys?
Honma. It's Honma, right? Honma.
I think so. Yeah. Just put Honma NJPW or something.
Hold on. It's
Whoa.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, he's better defined than Hogan was.
You look at young Honma. Honma was a rock.
Yeah. But again, he became this weird combination of a Japanese wrestler and racist Hulk Hogan. So it's like, this weird combo. Like when I feel like as Hogan got more orange, he got more racist. I don't know if that was the case.
You know what? I'm gonna let that one go. There was a MAGA joke in there that I'm not gonna make.
Yeah.
Makabe's got to be next, right?
All the old stars are, and this is we talked about this last week.
Guys. All the great bash heel guys.
We talked about this last week with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins saying it's like, listen, we're at the end of our of our story, and Sheamus leaving WWE. A lot of these guys that we've loved for the last 15 or 20 years are reaching their end of wrestling life.
How old do you think Honma is?
That is a good question.
I know. How old do you think he is?
I just looked it up, and would you believe he is 1 year older than Sheamus?
He's younger than me.
He's my age. He's 49. I mean,
I thought he was 56 for the last. I thought he was 56 for the last 10 years.
He's not nearly as old as we think he is.
Any bit. There's no favors.
It's the spray tan man.
Makabe, on the other hand, I'm trying to see Makabe's age. They don't want to show me.
Again, Yano.
Makabe is 53. Makabe is 53.
But you have all these guys. You even here in your Copes and your Christians and your Seth Rollinses and your Codys. They're all in their 40s. We only have like 5 or 6 more years of most of these guys, and we just have to accept that, and that's happening in Japan. I mean, Japanese wrestlers for some goddamn reason go until their 60s. I mean, Tiger Mask is retiring this year. I mean, thank the freaking gods. It's sad to see these guys who were amazing keep going when they don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, how old is Yuji Nagata? Yuji Nagata's got to be close to 60.
He's got to be like 63. He's got to be
58. He's 58.
58. Okay.
Close to 63. Closer than I am, thankfully.
Yeah. But Yuji still looks great. I mean, Blue Thunder still looks Blue Thunderish,
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but, in this case of, like, Honma, he suffered a really bad injury that nearly killed his ass. And he's not been the same since. He's probably been long overdue to retire like this. This actually isn't really what I wanted to talk. What I wanted to talk about. I just brought it up as kind of as a joke because I knew talk about Honma.
I'm going to be sad when Toru Yano retires and Ishii retires. Those are going to be the ones that are going to hit me the most.
It's going to be we're reaching that wave. I mean, I kind of feel like Naito's retired, even though he's not. I feel like he's retired because I can't watch him anymore, so I kind of feel like he's gone.
He's half blind, man. He should retire.
I know he probably should. The thing I was actually gonna bring up was the dark side of the ring stuff, which is
the TNA.
So the show returns tomorrow. I can't wait. I love Dark Side of the Ring. So it starts off with two episodes about Jeff Jarrett's TNA. And then it ends on a 3. That's the first 2 parts of a 3-parter, and the next one is next week. I know that's gonna be crazy. July 21st, Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher.
Okay, did you hear about the? Have you ever seen this match?
Yes.
Yeah, that deserves to. I want to know what the fuck happened with that.
Yes, absolutely.
That is one of those matches. If you have never heard of it, look it up and watch it before this episode. I feels like that is one of those not coming of age, but rite of passage matches. If you're a new wrestling fan, because all 3 of us were well deep into our wrestling love by the time this happened. But as a new wrestling fan, if you're one, look this up. Watch this match. It is not the Samoa Joe you're used to.
This is the closest thing you'll get to a UFC fight between a stoner and a Samoan.
Yeah. It's like watching that New Jack versus what was it, Metro? Or whatever the fuck that match was.
Mass Transit.
Mass Transit. Yeah.
Yes.
Following week is the Big Boss Man. As a longtime fan of the Big Boss Man, I'm curious about that one.
That's interesting because what are they going to say that hasn't been said about the Big Boss? Boss Man at this point.
That I don't know, but I'm sure they'll find something.
I think this could be like the who's it? Earthquake? The Earthquake episode from last season. I'm hoping. I don't know if the Ray
like an appreciation post almost.
Yeah, giving him his flowers because he was really good for a long time, from Big Bubba all the way to the Boss Man.
Yeah. He died super young, 41. Man, the Boss Man died at 41. It's just insane. So,
I mean, I did see a preview where they talked about the hanging in the Hell. Speaking of Hell in the Cell, when the Undertaker hung him from the Hell in the Cell.
Are you going to talk about when he ate the Paul White's dog?
No, it was Al Snow's dog. Thank you very much. He drugged Paul White's father.
Well, excuse me.
Good Lord. I forgot how depraved Big Boss Man was.
And that brought in the one of the worst matches since the Punjabi prison match, which was the Kennel in the Cell, where all the Dobermans kept pooping everywhere and they couldn't show. The
Big Boss Man did the funeral thing, right? Where he dragged the coffin.
And Big Show's on the coffin, which I don't know how they engineered that.
Oh my God. Okay, so the Big Boss Man. Next one after that is the Renegade.
That's a good one.
It has to be a good one.
That was the fake Ultimate Warrior, wasn't it?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Paul Orndorff.
Should be fun.
Oh, Paul Orndorff. Okay.
Another one I'm looking forward to, Missy Hyatt.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep. And it ends
by the way, she's still bitter, by the way, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah. And it ends with Zach Gowen.
Interesting. That's a give the flowers one too, a little bit, because
that could be a feel good episode too.
Yeah, they gotta do Sunny at some point, don't they?
But does Sunny want to do Sunny? Well, she can't. She's in prison.
She's a little busy at the moment.
She might not want to be. She might not want to remember either. She looks.
Well, no, didn't they do? Am I misremembering? They did Chris Candido.
They did Chris Candido, they did Chris Candido, which that was like Sunny adjacent. That's right, because the really sad story about Chris Candido with like Shawn Michaels cheating with Sunny, and he's like, but I love her.
Yeah.
I feel like that was as close as we're going to get to a Sunny episode.
You're probably right.
So
right
she deserves her own episode because she is a train wreck of epic proportion, but. I feel like the Chris Candido was probably the closest we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
So,
Missy
High should be interesting.
I know what the other thing was. Predictions for Wednesday: Kenny Omega versus MJF.
I think Kenny wins.
Yeah, I think Kenny wins too.
Yeah, because it's gonna set up All In with him and Will Ospreay.
Isn't
that or their shenanigans that takes them to the Montreal show and then he wins there?
This will be the one time where I would be in favor of a triple threat. And I don't normally like triple threats.
I would love that.
I feel bad that MJF might not be in that Wembley match. He's been so great and such a great draw. Wouldn't it make sense to have them in Wembley within a triple threat? Like that would make perfect sense. If he wins in Montreal and goes, I deserve my rematch, I want it now, you make that triple threat at All In, you put all three of them in there, that way you protect everyone. Will Ospreay wins, probably pins MJF and not Omega, and everyone goes home happy. And you could still have Omega versus Ospreay after that in a 1-on-1. But I just it feels like yanking MJF out of that spot so soon before it happens just sucks. I just don't like it. But at the same time, I want Kenny Omega in that main event too. So it's just like, can we do a triple threat, guys? Can we do it?
I don't want to see it at Wembley. I would much rather see 1-on-1 with Kenny and Will Ospreay 1-on-1 at Wembley. So maybe we get the triple threat at Retro, whatever the next pay-per-view is in Montreal. We get the triple threat there. I don't know. I would just rather see a 1-on-1 in Wembley. It always feels like I don't like seeing triple threats main eventing WrestleMania. I just feel like it should be the end of that's the main event. That's your big show. Have your two biggest stars show what they can do. Now you're right. MJF is he's one of the top three biggest stars in AEW, if not the biggest star. So not having him in there makes sense. But personally, I would just rather see a 1-on-1 with those guys.
Then again, you're definitely right, and also. MJF has a built-in feud to fall back on against Andrade. So they can always have that match at Wembley, I guess.
And there's always a chance that Andrade could screw him either tomorrow or in Montreal. I mean, a Montreal screw job with MJF sounds perfect.
Great. Now, since you brought up Andrade, I was thinking about this last week. I don't know if it was Collision or Dynamite. I think blows together. Andrade needs Zelina Vega. You got to bring her back.
Yeah.
I can bring her in, period. I can only listen to him scream "How you know" so many times before I just want to just learn 4 more English words.
But the crowd kind of digs it though.
How you know?
The crowd likes it. I don't know, man. He's doing pretty well without a mouthpiece. I think he's doing okay. I mean, look, I agree that he was best with Zelina. Yeah, but she ain't leaving Aleister Black's side. That's not happening. But he, I think he's doing okay.
I don't disagree with you, but I would like for him to get to that next level, he needs promos, and I don't know that he can cut a good promo. And with Zelina, and I don't know how that would work either because he's clearly a babyface, and Zelina, you very rarely see a mouthpiece on a babyface.
That's true.
I think he's kind of a tweener at the moment. He's left the Don Callis family. He's going to go against them. Everybody looks like a babyface against them, but I don't know if he stays that way. Like once that feud's over. But then again, the Don Callis family has 20 members. He could be wrestling them for the rest of his career. So who the hell?
I mean, that is a good possibility. I mean, there's somewhere I forget they're part of that team, and I'm like, oh wait, is Trent still there?
Like next year, versus
showed up last week, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Well, that was. Did you see them just dismissed for Punky Vice? They're like, get out of here, We don't want you around here anymore. Like, dude, you just got dismissed from the Don Callis family.
Yeah, I know. Trent Beretta, I forgot, was part of that team. Yeah. Well, Travis, where can people find us?
All right, you can find 5 Star WrestleCast on YouTube. Thank you, everybody who has been subscribing and watching the show. We greatly appreciate that. You can find us on Facebook as well, and you can email us at 5starwrestlecast@protonmail.com. Guys, I don't know what else we got coming up this week, but hopefully we'll have something to talk about. We should try to talk about whatever happens with these next 2 shows.
Yeah.
A recap of Raw and AEW, because there's some pretty big stuff that's going to be going on in both shows. Maybe we should try to reconvene and talk about those later in the week.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I'm Travis. That is Chris. That is Dave. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time on the 5 Star WrestleCast. See you later. Bye.
Yeah.